Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Magandang araw Pilipinas, magandang araw Calabarzon. Kasama ang Philska News Team, ako si Corina Sankis, eksplosibo. Hatid namin ang mga tampok na balita ngayong araw. At narito tayo ngayon para sa isang espesyal na balita tungkol sa tatlong bayaning OFW na nagtrabaho sa ibang bansa bilang mga migrant workers. Philska News, i-report mo!
Salamat, Corina. Ngayon, nandito ako upang makipanayam kay Ginang Ivy Kenes na nagtrabaho sa United Kingdom ng 5 taon at ngayon naninirahan ng 7 years dito sa Pilipinas. So, good morning po, ma'am.
Good morning.
So, magtatanong po ako sa inyo ng mga questions regarding po sa pag-stay niyo po sa United Kingdom as an OFW.
No worries.
For the first question po, why did you decide to go abroad?
I decided to go to abroad for my family, of course, and for my children. I want them to send in the school, at least a better one, so they can have a good future someday. And second reason is to have a better medical secure to our health. And yeah, I want to have a beautiful house if I can, as much as I can, and so I can come back here in the Philippines and then I can enjoy our country.
For the second question naman po, how did you handle the different challenges such as the language barrier, the climate change, and the culture?
I handle the language in the UK because I'm blessed because I can speak English and I can communicate with them, especially to my coworker. And the barrier is, wow, my weakness is the way they are and the way we are as a Filipino, because we have so many ways that they are different and we are different. So I try to, put myself to them as much as I can. So I will not like, a big different as a person. And, as a Filipino, we are so good to adjust ourselves. So, we can survive, especially in a different country. And wow, the weather. The weather is the most challenging for me because we are Filipino, our weather is very hot and we have rain. And in the UK, they have winter. And for them is 20 degrees is already summer. In the Philippines is still hot for us. And also the big challenges for me is clothing. You need to wear their like different sort of clothes that is very, very hard to wear all the time. But yeah, I proudly to say that I accept the challenge and all the things that I have to do there. So yeah.
So for the last question naman po, would you advise your fellow Filipinos to stay here in the Philippines or to go abroad?
I will advise our Filipino fellows to work as much as they can, especially to young people, or because when you're young, you are more stronger, especially your body, and take opportunity to to go abroad and be out there, show yourself, show your skills, show to the whole world, or in the UK, that Filipino is #1, especially about working, and we are so good about it. And so I will suggest that work hard abroad, come back here in the Philippines when you have already some sort of savings, and so you can spend here in our country and we can give a good life to our family, especially to myself or to yourself. So yeah, that I can suggest and I can advise.
Maraming salamat po, Ginang Ivy.
Welcome, and thank you for very, very good opportunity to be able here, and my pleasure.
Salamat po. Bea Viaca kayo mag-akat, nagbabalita para sa Philska News.
Thank you, Corina. We are live here in Australia where we have the chance to interview si Sir. Sir, can you kindly introduce yourself?
Pangalan ko po ay tatlo, Virgilio Dindo Patricio, Merambin po ang apelyido. Ako po ay isang guro. Teaching is my profession. I am a teacher by profession. Naging OFW po ako sa Singapore, nagturo po ako doon. I taught in international schools and ang tawag sa ating mga tutorial centers, tuition centers ang tawag nila. So I was there for like, I taught for 13 years. Tapos, I also spent 2 years in China teaching Chinese students, high school, middle school Chinese students.
Why did you decide to work abroad?
It's basically for the money. Kasi kung aasa lang doon sa sweldo ko, kulang. So, ako yung nagpapasalamat sa Diyos dahil ng aking asawa ay she was actually the one responsible for us to go to Singapore. The visa, the pass as it was called, was it's like of a family status. Kaya nagkaroon ng pagkakataon na pumunta sa Singapore, makapagtrabaho doon. Tapos to have a more comfortable life, basically, dahil tingin ko ay kung hindi, kung hindi mag-abroad yata, parang sa estado namin, sa estado ng aming mga pamilya, ay parang we will not be able to live more comfortably. Yeah.
So you have the experience of what it's like living outside of the Philippines. Can you just share to us how were you able to overcome the challenges of facing, the different culture, the language barriers, so on and so forth?
Parang tayo naman ay mayroong survival instinct. Okay, so number one is that we need to survive all the time, right? In whatever circumstance we are in, there's like this instinct to survive. So that's one. Two is thinking of the family all the time. Para pag iniisip mo yung pamilya mo, it feels like we can actually overcome whatever hurdles, whatever difficulties that we encounter because we're thinking of our loved ones. And it was one of the biggest factors that made me survive life abroad. Plus the fact that, yung toughness that we also need, and it's a learning experience going to an uncharted territory. So, yun, those things.
So based from your first question, I think alam na namin ang sagot, but we'd still like to ask you, if you were to advise our countrymen, would you advise them to work abroad or just stay in the Philippines?
Talaga kailangan na mag-work abroad if we cannot, if we're not, para also yata ngayon yung mga nagbablog and all that, and a lot of people earn from blogging and, online businesses, etc. But I'm not quite sure if how much are they earning as compared, for example, when they're going abroad, as for example, landing on a blue-collar job and stuff like those. Basically, what I'm saying is that I would recommend our mga kababayan to go abroad. At ang tingin ko ay maganda ever since yung training ng gobyerno, buti na lang may ahensya tayo that's called TESDA that actually has courses related to skilled workers, because ang dami ko na narinig na istorya na nakapunta sa New Zealand, nakapunta sa Australia at sa ibang mga bansa, all because of they are skilled, at meron nga akong sinasabi ko nga dito sa aking anak na meron akong kakilala na nandito sa Australia who doesn't, not very good in English. I'm not sure if he can actually speak a grammatically correct sentence, but he's here and he's been here for 10 years and he's been earning a lot of money, I think, based on the status that but anyway, kailangan mag-abroad because that's the only way to alleviate poverty.
Yeah.
Marami naman actually pwede magnegosyo and all these things, pero pag nasa abroad ka, iba syempre ang kita doon. I'm speaking for myself, yung sa guro, yung bilang guro, hindi ko kikitain sa Pilipinas yung mga kinita ko sa abroad.
Okay. So that ends our interview, sir. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure meeting you for the very first time. Live again here from Australia, we were able to interview Mr. Digdo Mirambil. Back to you, Corinne.
Kaunting kaalaman, alam niyo ba na majority ng ating OFW ay mga babae? Sa data mula 2022, rate na lang 1.96 million ang ating mga OFW at 59.8% nito ay mga babae o umaabot ng 1.13 million katao. Ang titirang porsyento naman ay mga lalaki na umaabot ng 828,000 katao. Dalawa, alam mo ba na mahigit ang mga trabaho ng ating OFW ay naibibilang sa tinatawag nating elementary occupation o yung mga kasambahay natin o mga cleaners or helpers natin. Ikatlo, alam niyo ba na 17 na rehiyon natin sa Pilipinas, Calabarzon ang pinakamalaking populasyon ng OFW natin. Bosi Kuya Coco, nagsasabing mag-aral na maigi, upang buhay ay bumuhay.
Hello pa! Kamusta na kayo dyan? Miss na miss ko na kayo.
Okay lang naman ako, Nak. Kamusta kayo dyan ng mama mo? Miss na miss ko na rin kayo.
In a world where distance separates families, Globe bridges the gap, connecting your loved ones wherever they may be. Because we believe that no distance should ever keep families apart. Globe Telecom, bringing families together, one connection at a time.
Nandito po kami ngayon para interviewin si Ginang Janet Candido, na isang OFW sa Taiwan ng 10 years. Ako po si Ryan Jeff Baroja at ito naman po si
Seth Anthony Libut.
May kaunti po kaming katanungan para po sa inyo. Ito po ang unang tanong. Why did you decide to go abroad po?
Yung una, bata pa lang ako, pangarap ko na talaga mag-abroad. Kasi nung bata pa ako, lagi ako naghahatid sa airport kasama ng mga pinsang ko. Laging sabi ko nung nandun ako sa airport, balang araw ako naman ang ihahatid nyo. Kaya inatupad ko na. Tapos ang second reason is gusto ko makatulong sa family ko. Gusto ko ng mas better future kasi pag dito sa Pinas, pag ikaw isang regular employee talaga hindi ka assets.
Second question naman po is, how did you handle the different challenges abroad po? Like yung language barrier, culture, klima, etc.
Bale yung mga challenges ang una dyan, yung homesick. Yan ang kauna-unahang challenge ng isang OFW. Pag ikaw ay mahina ang loob, huwag kang mag-abroad. Kasi baka mga isang buwan, 2 months, gusto mo na agad umuwi. Kasi nangyari din sa akin yan, mga ilang buwan, gusto ko na agad umuwi. Alam niyo yung inay, natatawa ko, nay, gusto ko na umuwi kasi homesick na. Pero dapat yun, paglalabanan. Tapos yung language barrier, of course, may isa pa rin challenge yan. Kasi hindi lahat ng Taiwanese ay marunong mag-English. Minsan di kami nagkakaintindihan. Kaya kailangan namin pag-aralan yung language nila, kahit yung mga basic lang, para at least yung communication namin, okay, lalo sa trabaho. Tapos sa klima naman, pares lang ang klima nila pag summer. Pero pag mga winter, nag-start ng December hanggang February yan, lamig talaga, naranasan ko doon mga 8 degrees. Yung ibang lugar, nagpa 5 degrees. Pero yung 8 degrees, sobrang lamig. Ang kapal ng comforter namin, naka-gloves kami, naka-medyas. Basta kailangan mo talagang may pang sa lamig kasi pag wala kang ganun, di ka talaga makakatulog. Tapos yung ibang OFW, nabili pa ng mga heater. Ang heater kasi doon, electric fan na binubuga, mainit na hangin kasi talaga sobrang lamig. Tapos summer naman, pares lang dito sa Pinas, kaya okay lang. Ang winter lang talaga yung medyo challenging sa mga OFW sa tayo.
Next question po. Would you advise your fellow Filipinos to work abroad or to stay in the Philippines?
Ang sagot ko dyan ay yes and no. Yes, kasi lalo na yung mga Pilipinong, kita ko naman na struggle, pero kaya naman nilang, may kakayahan naman silang mag-abroad. Ina-advise ko sa kanila na mag-abroad sila, lalo yung mga nagtatrabaho sa Lima, yung mga, operator, yun ang in-demand sa Taiwan. Kasi pag doon lang sila nandoon, walang mangyayari sa kanila Kasi yung sweldo nila, baon lang, pagkain, konting grocery, tapos wala na ulit. Samantalang pag nag-abroad ka, hindi naman din sa ganun kalaki sa Taiwan, pero at least makakaipon ka, makakapagpadala ka ng medyo malaki-laki sa pamilya. Tapos, yung mga gusto mong bilihin, mabibili mo. Ang naman, pagkita ko yung family is settled na sila, maganda na yung buhay nila dito, stable yung trabaho nila, ngunit na silang pumunta ng abroad kasi yung ibang pamilya talagang nagkakawatak-watak lang, nagkakahiwa-hiwalay. Yung ibang nagloloko, hindi nila kaya yung tukso. Kaya pag settled na rito at kaya naman nilang mabuhay ng medyo angat dito sa Pinas, wag na sila mag-abroad. Yeah.
Muli, ako po si Seth Anthony Libut.
At Ryan Jeff Baroja po.
Babalita from Philska News.
Ang mga kwentong ito ay ilan lamang sa mga libu-libong kwento ng pagpupunyagi, sakripisyo at pag-asa ng ating mga kababayan na naghahangad ng magandang buhay sa ibang bansa. Sila ang tunay na mga bayani na patuloy na nagbibigay ng karangalan. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas, mabuhay ang mga OFW. Muli, ito si Corina Sankis, nagbabalita sa Philska News.